The year 2027 can't come any sooner for the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, as the party keeps growing in size due to the influx of new members from various states, the campaign from opposition parties. Joining us on this show to discuss what the confidence within the ruling party looks like ahead of 2027 is Felix Morka, the National Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress. He will discuss how the party's grassroots reach, popularity, and party of choice is fueling unfounded allegations of the country sliding to a one-party state. Good morning, Mr. Felix Morka, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning to everyone on the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Well, we've spoken with Ini Bong, the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party this morning. After him, we spoke with Malam Bolaji Abdullahi, spokesperson of the ADC. Well, both of them will seem to agree that the APC, your party, poses the greatest threat to democracy in Nigeria at this moment, against the background of this aspiration to have a one-party state and suppress the opposition. That's my summary, of what they submitted. But I'd like to ask you, have you adverted your mind to the lesson of history? In this regard, in the First Republic, the Northern People's Congress tried to suppress every other political party, particularly in the Southwest. And then we had that Wild West incident. In 1979 to 83, the MPN tried to suppress the opposition, tried to be all over the place. Well, they won the election in 1983, but 3 months after, we had the blowout. Is history about to repeat itself? Bolaji Abdullahi talked about, capturing every state is not even, anything that anybody should celebrate, except the APC decides to rig the election. What's your response?
Thank you so much, Doctor, for having me. The All Progressives Congress is very busy doing exactly what a political party is expected to do in a democracy. We are not doing anything that is unusual that should be of concern to any Nigerian. We're doing nothing untoward when it comes to our democratic consolidation. As a matter of fact, we are doing more than is expected of a political party to deepen democracy. Now, we keep our doors open because that's what a democracy is all about. The freedom of choice of citizens to enter and exit from a political association like the APC and, for that matter, like the ADC and the PDP. I listened to the two spokespersons for the PDP and the ADC. Listen, I was expecting that they would come up with some theory or some, evidence to, verify that the APC was in fact engaged in any sort of conduct that was unbecoming of a political party in a democracy, or that was overreaching the values, tenets of democracy to, create any sort of, crisis within their parties. Look, you all on this panel, you got it right when you stressed to them that the problem really is internal to them. It is their own failure to govern themselves effectively that's creating the atmosphere and the panic for their members to exit their party. You see, a political party is a vehicle. It's not an institution that is an end in and of itself. It is a vehicle and a means to an end. When politicians join a party, they join a party because they want to be able to compete for power, run elections. But when that platform, that vehicle becomes immobile or inoperable, unable to, provide that platform on which people can aspire and compete, then, it ceases to be the party properly so-called. And I think that's the problem they're dealing with. And, what shocks me is that people, I listened to my brother, Abdullahi. He spent all of the time you afforded him talking about the APC, rather than focus on the ADC and what Nigerians should take as, an invitation of, to join or support their party. They're too obsessed about the APC, and we're not concerned about that.
All right, Mr. Morka, unfortunately, we don't have enough time this morning to really engage you. That opening question by Dr. Batsi, just wanted you to respond to some of the things that had been said by the previous spokesmen who had come. Is there any final statement as we begin to wrap up the interview now? In response to what they said, he asked about them
I feel
that
like,
APC is the greatest threat to democracy. That was the question that was posed, that APC represents the greatest threat to Nigerian democracy and is undermining democracy in Nigeria. In a very short sentence to wrap up this morning.
No, but Madam Ayo, I think I did answer that question to say that, quite to the contrary, the APC is deepening democracy in Nigeria by demonstrating purpose, demonstrating thorough, I think, the idea of internal governance. If you take everything that's going on in the party, whether it's with Oshun recently or any other theater, you find that we have methods to deal with, all of the challenges that we face. We face our own challenges, but we trigger our own mature internal processes to deal with them. And that's what the opposition is lacking. But rather than correct that, they rather blame us for their own, self-inflicted injury.
Okay, I know we don't have time. The truth is, all political parties are the same. It's not that you're perfect in dealing with your internal mechanisms. The only difference is that there's a lot more to share because your party is in power. If the other political parties too were in power, there will be a lot more to share and placate warring factions. But I don't have time to engage you today because we don't have time. Thank you so much. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.
You don't want to?
No, there's no time for questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, there's time off already. Let's just go. The time is gone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Felix Morka, for joining us on the morning show.